What if I told you one of the biggest animated movies to ever come out is flying under the radar and about to make $2 billion? Well, here are my top five spoiler free takeaways from watching Neja 2 in theaters. If you're a fan of the podcast, and you already know we've been shouting from the rooftops that there is no longer just one animation company head and shoulders above the rest. And now it looks like we're not the only country that is able to pull this off. From the first one to the second one, this is a proven formula that works and some of the top tier animation that you're going to see today. And don't let the character designs fool you. There are some fun and very deep, complex, interesting characters happening here. And there's a lot of lore in a very interesting, deep, complex world that is being built here, which I think lends itself to be wide appeal to all audiences. But that brings me to my next point. Does this even really want to be a kids movie? It's clearly supposed to be for a younger group to enjoy, but there are a lot of deep underlying and sometimes dark themes at play here. But then they mix in like a fart scene. And again, sometimes that balance doesn't really work well. From the first one to the second one, it's more noticeable this time around. Now, while this movie has really great action pieces, and for the most part, it's fairly fast paced, bigger is not always better. And I mean that as a very nitpicky kind of critique of the movie, because while I do really enjoy this one, I kind of think of it as a 1A, 1B. I kind of sometimes like the first one versus this one. And then I think about it and I like the second one more. I can't quite put my finger on it. But with all that being said, this is a spectacle meant for the biggest screen possible. And I highly recommend heading out to a theater and checking this out, forming your own opinion before time is up. And since this is the biggest movie of the decade that nobody knew was going to happen, it shouldn't be surprising, but it kind of is, that there's no critic score from Rotten Tomatoes, but 99% audience score, 3.9 on Letterboxd average, and an 8.2 on IMDb. You never see that. That's kind of crazy. I gave this movie a 4 out of 5, much deservingly worth the hype and price of admission to see it in a theater. And hey, if you like more content like this, consider giving us a follow. We drop videos all the time. All you got to do is wait for it.